It's Raul from Contested Layups. The season's about to start, which means that the fantasy season's about to start for most of you guys. So I'm just going to drop some fantasy tidbits on you guys. And I just want to say, OKC all day, let's go. Thunder. What's up, baby? What I'm going to do today is rank my top 5 for fantasy basketball. These aren't the top 5 of who I think is the best in the league. I'm just saying for fantasy purposes, standard 12-team, 9-category league, these are the guys that I rank in the top 5. All right, we're just going to get into it. And number 1, we got Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is number 1 because, now granted, I know that there's some debate because he only played 56 games last season, but most of that was just because of the craziness that was going on in New Orleans, and they were going to trade him, and then they wanted him back, and so he missed quite a few games. There was some injuries there that he missed a few games for. But what I'm really going to look at is the 2017-2018 season, because essentially that was his best year so far. A year where he averaged 28.1 points a game, 2.6 blocks a game, 1.5 steals a game, 11.1 rebounds a game, and he was shooting 82% from the free throw line. Let's see here, field goal percentage, he was shooting 53%. So these are just ridiculous numbers. Field goal percentage, 53% on taking about 20 attempts a game and making 10.5 of them. So Anthony Davis, if he's healthy, and in the 2017-2018 season, he played 75 games. That's pretty much the whole season. The season before that, he played 75 games. So I think, he had some time to rest. He should be coming into the season healthy. If he comes into the season healthy, he puts up by far, I think, the best numbers for fantasy. He gets you everything across the board. 3-point percentage, the 2017-2018 season, he was shooting it at 34% on 2 attempts a game, but still, he'll get you a little bit of everything. He'll get you some threes. He'll definitely get you some points, blocks, which are a huge commodity in fantasy. He even gets you some steals, 1.5 steals a game. That's no joke. So I think by far he's overall the number 1 player in fantasy, especially playing next to LeBron. LeBron's going to give him tons of opportunities to score, and that offense is pretty much going to be reliant on Anthony Davis the whole time. So if you have the number 1 pick, I'd say go ahead and pick him up at number 1. Next, the next player on my list at number 2 is actually Karl Anthony Towns. I know that might be a surprise for a few of you, but Karl Anthony Towns, there is nothing in this guy's way anymore. No Jimmy Butler distractions, no Derrick Rose, Tom Thibodeau love triangle or whatever. There is really nobody on the Minnesota Timberwolves other than Karl Anthony Towns, unless you count Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, fantasy-wise, this guy's just garbage. Even in real life, he's pretty much garbage. But Karl Anthony Towns is going to be the backbone of that offense. He's going to be killing it every night. This guy is one of the most efficient players in fantasy. Great field goal percentage, great free throw percentage. He only takes so many shots a game, but he does it in a big way. Last year, he had averages of 24.4 points a game, 12 rebounds a game, about a steal a game, about a block and a half a game, only 3 turnovers per game, so that's not bad at all. Free throw percentage, 83%, field goal percentage of 52% pretty much. So Karl Anthony Towns, if you give him the reins and you just give him the green light, this guy's just going to dominate for Minnesota. I'm not saying that that Minnesota is going to be awesome or anything in general, but Karl Anthony Towns will be awesome, and he'll be really efficient. He doesn't kill you on any category whatsoever, and his scoring is going to go up even more, and his rebounds are going to go up even more, and his blocks are going to go up even more. And I think his assists are going to jump up to about four a game. Right now they're last year they were at 3.4 a game. So I think if he jumps that up to 4, that's even more money in the bank. I would definitely grab him at number 2 because there's literally nobody else there. There's nobody else there to take that shine away from him. So go ahead and grab Karl Anthony Towns at number 2. Number 3, this is kind of tough, but I'm going to go at number 3. I'm going to go Giannis Antetekounpo. Giannis is coming off his best season last year. He even started shooting some threes. He wasn't making a ton of threes, but the confidence grew a lot more with shooting them. And he even raised his percentage to, it was like at 20% before, and he raised it up to 25%. So it sounds like it's not that great, but the fact that he's shooting them confidently, he has Kyle Korver there now that's helping him shoot. I think he's going to make not a ton of more threes, but definitely, let's see, he shot about 2 threes. No, he shot about a 3 a game last year. I think if he gets that up to 2 threes a game, his fantasy game increases tremendously. He's got pretty good percentages. Free throw percentage is not great, but it's not horrible. Free throw percentage, he wound up shooting 73% last year. Field goal percentage, 58%. That's crazy. 58% on the year with how much the offense goes through him and how much shots that he takes. 58% is pretty amazing. About 28 points a game, 12.5 rebounds a game, 1.5 blocks a game, 1.3 steals a game. So they cleaned up a little bit, losing Nikola Mirotic and Brook Lopez. I think they kept Brook Lopez. But they cleaned up house a little bit, and they got rid of Malcolm Brogdon. So there's just even more room for Giannis to operate. I really think that giving him more reliable shooting in Kyle Korver and giving him another year and giving him that playoff experience and FIBA, I think that's really going to help him a lot and push his production even further. So I definitely think Giannis is a solid bet at number 3. But yeah, I think if he gets his 3-pointers up to 1, maybe 1.5 a game, and he could even, the sky's the limit for this guy. So Giannis is definitely a very intriguing number 3. He might even go earlier, but all right. Next, number 4 is going to be James Harden. James Harden on the new look Rockets with Russell Westbrook at the point. There's a lot of you that's going to be saying, is James Harden still going to be, is James Harden going to be still really good, still going to be the beast that he was last year with Russell Westbrook there? How's that going to work out? I personally think that it's a match made in heaven Westbrook is basically an upgrade, a younger upgrade from Chris Paul, and they're just going to be able to feed off each other so well. They're going to open up even more shots for each other. Harden's going to be able to get looks for Westbrook that are just so easy, and Westbrook is going to be able to do the same. Also, they're both playmakers. Harden is still going to do his job and going to be able to find Capella for these easy pick and rolls. They're still going to do their thing. And Harden's really hungry. Harden is really hungry, and he doesn't miss games. Russell Westbrook and James Harden never miss games. So I'm definitely keeping that in mind. You got to keep in mind that a lot of the guys in the top 10 are gonna be resting. So having a guy like James Harden, who's usually pretty healthy, is a huge advantage as to why I have him in the top 4. Next, which is really hard, at number 5, and lastly, I'm going to go Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, James Harden, just for the record, last year, 36 points per game, 5 threes a game, 6.6 rebounds a game, 7.5 assists a game, 2 steals a game. People forget James Harden. He finds a way to get his defensive stats. About a 0.7 blocks a game, 44% from the field, 88% free throw shooting. So I think those numbers are just going to go up. Maybe he won't take as many free throws because Westbrook's there, but I don't see his shot output going down. But yeah, James Harden at number 4. At number 5, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is one of my favorite players in the league. I will go on record and say that I think he's the best center in the league. Power forward, center. I think of him as a center. But I'll say Joel Embiid is number 5 because this guy's an absolute beast. He'll be able to get you so many solid games. His averages last year, 27.5 points a game, 13.5 rebounds a game, 3.7 assists a game, about 2 blocks a game, 0.7 steals a game, 80% from the free throw line, 48% from the field. I honestly think all those numbers are going to go up. And the fact that he lost weight, he's going to have to play. What stopped them was Kawhi's crazy shot, and that was on him. That was on Embiid. I wasn't saying it was his fault, but Kawhi Leonard shot it in his face. And he's definitely the type of player that's going to take that to heart. And he's going to stop at nothing to try to get back to the promised land, and I think that he's going to carry them all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I really love Joel Embiid's potential for this year, and that's why I put him at number 5. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Be on the lookout for another video from Contested Layups. We'll be posting them up here and there and throughout the season. If you like what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. Feel free to comment if you think that I'm wrong. And yeah, till next time. See ya.